by Green. Throws it back up top. James puts up the three. Oh, it's good! LeBron James from downtown.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Three Guys with Mike. I'm William Driven, my co-host
Jeremiah.
And again, another video. Noticing Aaron Romero is not here. I don't even know why he's not here. I don't know. But
Fugazi.
Yeah, but maybe he's mourning his Lakers.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I think so.
Sorry, I'm over that. But
he's mourning the Cowboys too.
Yeah, but we're back with some more NFL content. And looking at it, we're going to get into our way too early NFL division predictions for all the divisions. Before we get into it, also, let's not forget, we encourage you guys to subscribe, to like, interact with us, share our videos. We appreciate it. It makes our days.
Yes.
Keep in mind, you don't understand how many times we go back and forth in the group chat talking about how many subscribers we're gaining, all that stuff like that. So just thank you guys for all the support. But yeah, we're going to get into the video. So, I'm going to start off with, I'm going to save the best for last.
Okay, so are we starting AFC, NFC?
I'm starting AFC South.
Okay.
Okay. My opinion, the worst division, the weakest division as of right now.
Okay.
We know draft is later on this month. We're doing this early on, way too early. So, who's your early predictions to win the AFC South?
Matt Ryan comes into this division that's bad. You have... Okay, I'm taking the Colts. I'm still out there. I'm taking the Colts. I think the Colts went on and improved the hardest position to improve at in the NFL, and that's quarterback. They have a dominant running back, dominant O-line. They have a more than reliable defense. Yeah. They have a true wide receiver number one. I think they go out and draft Drake London from USC as well. And they have a team that can make the playoffs. Yeah. And I'm taking them by a long shot in the South.
I'm not mad at that take. I do agree that.
And I'll give a wild card to the Titans. I'll give a wild card to them.
I mean, I think you could argue that the Colts got better at the quarterback position. In my opinion, I still think it worked better with Wentz, but we haven't seen Matt Ryan play.
I get, but
no, I'm just saying. In my opinion, I think. Okay. Anyways, what I'm gonna address is that the biggest issue and what a lot of people see with the Colts was Wentz in week 17, week 18. But I really do think it was that defense that was a bigger issue, and also the play calling. As we know, Jonathan Taylor didn't get the ball a lot in that last game.
That's true.
So I think that's something to worry about. But I'm still going with the Titans. Okay. I still think you have the most dominant, maybe the most dominant player in the NFL aside from Aaron Donald. You have a guy who no one really has an answer for him, and we don't know how this injury could affect him.
Yeah, he break his foot.
Because we don't know how. Maybe we always see players who are healthy, then all of a sudden one injury leads to another. Yeah. Like the guy in Carolina, Christian McCaffrey.
The guy in New York.
Yeah, Saquon. Yeah. So it just sucks that can happen, especially at that position that you play at. But I'm still trusting in the Titans. I love Mike Vrabel, whatever the hell
you said right. You said right.
Yeah. Also, Ryan Tannehill. I know a lot of people are kind of turned off by him when it came to that playoff game, but I still think he could play consistent enough to get you guys that division.
And AJ Brown's still a phenomenal target. Okay, moving on. Hit me with another one.
Okay. I'm gonna go with your division, AFC East.
Who do I think's winning? Oh, that's a no-brainer. See, I have two options here. I could be biased, or I could be realistic. So I will say the New England Patriots. I think are gonna win the AFC East. Listen here, man. Listen here. I think the Patriots truly didn't. We were leading the AFC East up until it was about week 14, week 15, right? We dropped a few games you shouldn't have dropped, right? We dropped a game to the Cowboys. I don't know if you watched that game. It was one of the greatest games of the season, right? It was like
I agree. It was
game of the week type of thing, right?
It was really good.
Dropped a game to them. We dropped a game to the Bills, right? A humiliating game to the Bills, right?
Yeah, bad.
Even though we split it, right?
No, they won another one in the playoffs.
Nah, they did. It doesn't count though. I think this team was led by a rookie quarterback. With the limited playbook. They're only gonna add more things. They're only gonna open the playbook more. He has new weapons. He has new toys. See what I mean? You trade for Parker, right? I think this team truly elevated themselves, right? You still have the draft, as we all know. The one thing Bill Belichick cannot draft is wide receivers. Like everybody knows it. You know what I mean? That's why we always sign wide receivers, right? We signed Kendrick Bourne. You know what I mean? We signed Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, right? Traded for Devontae Parker. So we have wide receivers, right? Yeah. But his specialties have always been defense. It's always been defense. I think this year we go out and we reload and we find defensive talent. Probably from Alabama. That's just what we do. Or Michigan. Like it's one of the two. Or it's like some Division I AA in like North Dakota, right? Yeah. Like it's one of those three. Anyways, we're gonna go re-up, and I'm taking the Patriots here. I'm taking the Patriots. I think the Bills The Bills are obviously going to win, 10, 11 games. But they're going to drop some to the Patriots. They're going to drop some onto tough opponents.
So, okay. One, I'm not mad at what you said about the Patriots. Just one thing, you have a guy named Josh Allen in your division.
Yeah, he's great, man.
He is great. And I think he's... Also, let's not forget, they also... another team got better in your division, the Dolphins. And again, I don't think they can finish first.
Wow.
They can finish first, but I'm saying...
Your argument's the Dolphins.
Hang on. No. But I'm saying, every year, there's a team where we just don't expect. The Bengals last year. Year before that, I can't remember. But the Bengals last year were a surprise team that no one really saw them going to the Super Bowl. I think this year it can be the Dolphins. I'm not.
Can't believe you just said that, bro.
It could possibly be, but I'm still going with the Bills. I think you have the best quarterback in that division. You have the best wide receiver in that division. Well, aside from Tyreek Hill, but I think you have the more consistent defense and the team that plays up to par when it comes to the situations, unlike the Patriots last year. So I'm still going with them.
Okay.
I think it's still gonna be neck and neck, just like last year.
Okay, sure.
Next division, going with the AFC West. Okay. In my opinion,
man, this is a controversial division. Should I do it?
I already know your pick.
I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it. The Las Vegas Raiders are gonna shock the world. They're gonna shock the world. People in China are gonna be shocked. They're gonna be shocked on the other side of the world. Because the other side of the world, okay? They're gonna be shocked that the Las Vegas Raiders are gonna win the AFC West. They're gonna win the division with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. They're going to win a division with Justin Herbert and the Chargers. They're going to win a division with Russell Wilson, Ciara Future, and the Broncos, okay? They're going to win a division right there, okay? I said it once. I say it again. If things in Derek Carr's life truly went his way, he would be a top 15 quarterback in the entire history of the NFL at the end of his career. I've said it once. I just said it again.
That's the most flawed argument
you're going to see this year. You're going to see this year, after he throws for a minimum of 35 touchdowns, 3,500 yards, you're going to see, oh wait, Jeremiah from Three Guys with Mike knows what he's talking about. And I'm going to get subtweeted left and right, and I'm going to be okay with it, okay?
3,500 yards is like average in the NFL this year. Or this day.
3,500 yards. I said a minimum.
That's not hard to get.
I said a minimum.
One with that Derek Carr.
How many did Jalen Hurts have?
One with that
1,800? Oh, okay.
No, he had more than that.
Gardner Minshew had more than him, right?
I don't.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Anyways, listen, I'm saying that argument is flawed in many ways. One season doesn't make you a top 15 quarterback. Saying if things went my way, I'd be a top 15 quarterback makes no absolute sense. But I'm not mad about the Raiders take. I think adding Devontae Adams, as we know, best receiver in the NFL. I think that's just going to open up the playbook for Derek Carr.
Chandler Jones.
Chandler Jones. There's so many additions in the offseason. They still have to draft. But
Say it, bro.
This is going to be hard for me. I really don't know. I still would have to say the Chiefs just for right now by default because it is so close. But I really don't know. I think the Chargers could also I think the
Chiefs could be in last.
The Chiefs could definitely be in last. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's so hard from top to bottom. There's really no room for error. I might go with the Chargers. I don't know. I really might just go with the Chargers. I love Justin Herbert. I love what they're doing with that defense. I still think that things just need to gel a little bit for this team for them to win the bigger games and to win later on in the year.
That's true.
I don't know. I'm still gonna go with the Chiefs by default, but it could really go anyway.
Okay. Next up, baby.
Next division, the AFC North. Now with the AFC North, we know
closing out the AFC.
Browns added Deshaun Watson, a fully guaranteed contract. You have the Bengals defending champions. Defending AFC champions. Ravens were injured all year and were still in position to make the playoffs. The Steelers, you never know, they're a quarterback away from being a contender. So what is your opinion? Who do you think could take this division?
Okay. The Ravens were injured at corner last year. The Ravens were down horrendous. Yeah, they were down horrendous, right? I definitely think they go out and draft a back. I'm taking the Browns here. I'm taking the Browns here, but a game behind, I'm taking the Ravens.
Oh my God, where are the Bengals?
Bengals are third. Steelers are last. But I think this is going to be one of the most competitive divisions other than the AFC West. It's going to be one of the most competitive divisions. I think the Browns, once again, they went out and they upgraded one of the hardest positions to upgrade in the NFL, and they upgraded it by a long shot. And they added Amari Cooper, right? They didn't need Jarvis Landry. They added Amari Cooper, right? I think they have a phenomenal roster. They have one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, right? They have
running game.
They have a two-headed monster running game. They still have an amazing O-line. They have a solid defensive back core, right? I think there's more things to love than there is to hate.
I agree.
And I can't really say that for the Bengals. I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase, but this year, people understand like they have an entire year of film now. They have an entire year to script.
It's hard to recreate that magic.
Exactly. Well, yeah. You understand? Like, it's hard to recreate that. And that's why for me, and also, like, the sophomore slump is a real thing. Like, sophomore slump is terrible. Ask Todd Gurley. It is one of the worst things that ever happened in his career, right? That's why I'm taking the Browns.
Yeah, I think it's gonna look questionable for us to not have the Bengals. Oh,
sorry. And then also, let's not forget, like, Lamar Jackson, like, struggled to be healthy. You know what I mean? Struggled to be healthy, right? Concussions and whatnot. But, like, Lamar Jackson literally, like, embarrassed grown men. Like, he was playing, like, I got Apollo Park right here down the street. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, like I feel like people just forgot that, like that.
I think it's gonna look questionable for us to not have the Bengals.
You don't have them either?
No, I don't have the Bengals finishing first either. Just because I think it's so hard to recreate that magic.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, I still think the Bengals are going to be a force to be reckoned with. I just think that a lot of teams, you're going to kind of have that target on your back.
Yeah.
And just like how the Chiefs were the year before, or last year.
Yeah.
They didn't win the Super Bowl, but you still had a target on your back. Teams still knew what you were about. So I don't think you have to win the Super Bowl for the teams to really have that target on you. I think teams are going to aim for the Bengals because I think they're really a team to beat in that in the AFC. But yeah, I'm going with the Ravens. Personally, I think it's very hard to manage. I think it's very hard to manage those injuries and still be a game out from the playoffs, especially when you have your star quarterback out.
Yeah.
And as we know, at times he looked great. The comeback kid he was labeled this season, having the best passing numbers of his career against the Colts when he came back, having big games against the Broncos. So like a lot of the Browns. So like a lot of these games, I think they could have gone the other way if they were a fully healthy team.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be hard to It's knock on wood. I don't want to say it, but it can't happen twice, right? Your team can't be that injured 2 years in a row.
No, it's not gonna happen this year with the Niners. So you mean so?
Yeah. But just looking at it, have the best head coach in my opinion, Jim Harbaugh, whatever his name is. No, in the division.
Oh, okay.
I think he's the best head coach in that division.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
So I'm just going with the Ravens. I'm riding high on them. I think that Lamar Jackson has a huge chip on his shoulder. But no disrespect to the Browns. I think the Browns are still going to be up there. Bengals, Steelers as well.
Okay.
Now we're going on to the NFC. I'm going to start off big. Want to hear your thoughts on this. The NFC East.
Yeah. The dumpster fire of the league. Okay. Talking about this NFC East.
It's not the dumpster fire.
Gotcha, because your team's in it. Man. This is a tough one, man. The NFC East is always so close. I mean, like, the Redskins won it. You know what I mean? The Redskins won it 2 years ago. I'm sorry. The Washington football team won it 2 years ago. They won it as the Washington Redskins, though. That's not fair.
No, they won it as Washington football team.
Oh, 2 years ago?
Yeah, thanks to the Eagles.
Okay. Oh, yes, they did.
Yeah.
Okay. The Washington football team did win it a few years ago. You know what? This pains me to say it. I believe the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win the NFC East. And I say that because the Cowboys have done nothing in free agents other than lose their star players for low draft picks. I think the Washington football team is just struggling. I think Carson Wentz is a nice addition to help them out. I think they can finish second. They can be a wildcard team. I can see them being a wildcard team. I think the Giants are in a sell now mode. I was high on Daniel Jones and the Giants, right? I had to eat my words. They were cold. They were bitter. Did not enjoy them, but I had to eat my words. I was wrong, and I won't make the same mistake twice here. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles.
Listen, I love that take, by the way. But
sure you do.
Yeah, I do agree. I think it isn't necessarily about what the Eagles did this offseason. It's about what the Cowboys didn't do. I think it's about how they just didn't really add any star players on their team. Didn't really add any depth to their team. A lot of players.
And then also, I think Jalen Hurts is going to take a big step this year.
Yeah, that was the point that I was going to make. Was that we know that he's training with Tom Brady himself, and just a lot of people in Florida. And I do believe in this guy.
Yeah.
Like, It's just a matter of time of if we're going to see it, but I just don't believe the Eagles are patient enough to wait for him.
Yeah.
And I don't think the fans are patient enough either, including myself. I would
look what happened to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, but I still think Jalen Hurts can arrive. He can be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the Washington football team, I do think this team can make some noise. You never know with Carson Wentz. And also that team, they were banged up. Their defensive line was banged up a lot. We know Chase Young is going to come back. That team could be a force. But yeah, it's just more about what the Cowboys didn't do, and just they didn't really everyone else closed the gap on the Cowboys now. Like it's just, I don't think they made the right decisions.
Exactly.
Looking at what happened with the play calling last year, and what happened, how they lost that game in the playoffs with the spike. So it's just head scratching when it comes to the Cowboys. But I do think the Eagles are going to take a big step forward. I think the offensive line is still intact. Got the running game. You just got to give Jalen Hurts the weapons, and I think he could take a big step.
Yeah, okay, I agree.
Next division, Packers. Oh shit, not the Packers. The NFC North.
No, it's no secret here. I'm taking Green Bay Packers. I think the Green Bay Packers are. I mean, you have to. Like they have. I think it's double-digit picks. Like you mean like they have like almost 10 picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna go and they have to draft on the offense. I think they're gonna first overall pick. The first round pick is gonna be a receiver. I don't know who it's gonna be. I don't know who's gonna be available. Yeah. But it's gonna be a receiver. I think they still have Aaron Jones. I think they have to shore up a few pieces on the defense. They haven't really signed a whole lot of people. They lost Zadarius Smith going back to the Ravens. They still have Preston Smith. They still have Jair Alexander, right? They re-signed Rousseau Douglas. Yeah. So like they didn't truly lose a whole lot. Yeah. They still have the greatest quarterback in the league, in my opinion, right? So I think you go out and you have all these draft picks. Like it's win this year. Like it's win this year. Like
especially with Aaron Rodgers.
Like you're so blessed that you got him back. You know what I mean? Like you got Aaron Rodgers back, right? He didn't have to resign. So I was gonna take the Packers here.
Yeah, I would say if you're the Packers front office, you whined so much, you begged and pleaded for Aaron Rodgers to come back. Yeah. You got what you wanted on a massive contract, which kind of led to Devontae Adams leaving because he wasn't going to get his money. Yeah. So, and I think Aaron Rodgers, I think it sucks. I still think they're finishing first when it comes to anything past that, when it comes to Super Bowl. I think Aaron Rodgers is really complacent. In my opinion, I think looking at the way he performed last year in the playoffs, he kind of played it too safe. There was really no passes that he threw that were kind of like, okay, he's eager to win the game. He was kind of, he's waiting for someone else to make the play. But I'm still taking the Packers. I think this division is too weak. Aside from the Vikings, I do think the Vikings can make a big push. You never know with that. And they always give the Packers trouble in the regular season. Yeah, they do. As we know, in the past few years, they've beaten them. Even last year, they beat them. But looking at the Bears, I still don't know about them. I love their quarterback, Justin Fields. I just don't know about the rest of the team. Don't know about their head coach.
I'm going to say this. Lions aren't going to finish in last place.
I'm not mad at that. I think that also they got chosen for Hard Knocks. I do think that is a great pick for Hard Knocks. Just looking at an organization that's kind of rebuilding, they have a lot of nice players in that building. And I think, I'm not mad at that. I do think that the Lions, as you know, they were the worst team of all time.
Yes.
Best, worst team. Yes. So I think this team is gonna learn. I love their coach. I think that they're just gonna get way better. Yeah. Okay, going on to the next division. Yeah. NFC South.
Okay. I don't really.
Yeah.
Tell me Buccaneers.
He really couldn't let them have their fun. Yeah. He really didn't let them have their fun. Tom Brady just had to ruin it.
Like Matt Ryan had to live through hell. While losing in the Super Bowl in his MVP season, and then he had to deal with him in his league, right? And in his division. I think that's why he ultimately left. I think the Saints, they have Jameson Winston coming back. I'll give you this. Somehow the Saints always just give the work to the Buccaneers. They just always they'll lose every other game. But they'll win 2 games versus the Bucs.
That's just one random Sunday where...
it's weird, right? Yeah. Panthers still figuring it out. Yeah. So I'm taking the Buccaneers here.
I agree. Buccaneers, I think the Saints can make a run for their money. You just got to figure out the...
Like the Saints can win 9 games.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
They won 9 games last year without their quarterback. So I think they could bump it up to 10, 11. Just got to figure out all the weapons. I think Michael Thomas is going to come back this season. So you got Jameson number 1. Alvin Kamara can have a bounce back year. As you know, his numbers are low. But I'm still taking the Buccaneers.
Okay. Moving on.
Next division. Last but not least, NFC West. A very tough division. Who are you going to go with there?
You know what? Honestly, it's so tough for me. I'm gonna open the floor to you. Okay. You tell me yours.
In my opinion, it's still the Rams. I think that they lost a lot. I think considering that's what happens to a lot of Super Bowl teams. You lose a lot. You lose Von Miller, who was arguably your most important player in that playoff run. Looking at his numbers in the past 3-4 games of that season, was out of his mind, playing out of his mind. You also lose Whitworth, who was your best offensive lineman, one of the best offensive linemen in the whole NFL, who retires. I think it's just going to be hard to replace those two key players. But looking at it, Niners don't really have anyone who is essentially at their quarterback position. You could go with Trey Lance. He's still in development. Go with Jimmy G. We know what you get with him. So I'm still looking at the Rams as the favorites. Cardinals could be up there. Seahawks, they're in a rebuild.
Okay, here's where I'm at. Cardinals are in a fight with their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Out the window. Organization is going to fold on itself. Chandler Jones leaves in free agency. J.J. Watt is on a, player-friendly deal there. I don't trust that Cardinals team to win 12, 13 games. That's what it's going to take doing this division.
Or win in January.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Moving on to the 49ers. They can't even pay their best player, Deebo Samuel, right? They're refusing to pay him. He deletes all his 49ers stuff, unfollows a whole bunch of people.
Yeah. Not
looking good in San Francisco. I am so sorry to tell you, Patrick. Yeah, once again, taking the Rams here. I think the Rams, they lost Whitworth, Let's not forget, though, Whitworth got his lunch money taken by Trey Hendrickson, right? Or Henderson, right? The Cincinnati Bengals for 3.5 quarters, right? So, I mean, he's also like 42 years old, right? Yeah. So it's like, come on, like you're gonna draft it. They're gonna draft a tackle. Yeah. Von Miller though hurts. That hurts, bro. Von Miller played lights out for this Rams team. However, I think this team's smart enough. The GM is not afraid
to make moves.
Right. So I think this team they can find a tackle at the end of the 3rd, 4th round. Or even sign one, right?
Yeah.
But I'm still taking the Rams here.
Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting to see.
Definitely.
How all these divisions play out.
This is so early.
Yeah, so early. Pre-draft, draft is in a few weeks.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of free agents on the table as well, so you really never know.
There is.
Tell us what you guys think in the comments. Tell us who you think is gonna win the division. Tell us who you disagree with. Any division winners. Any Cowboys fans out there? You guys think that your team is still in first place?
Yeah.
Just let us know. Thank you guys for again watching the video. Thank you guys on Mike. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Just thank you for all the support. Anything you guys to say?
No, you hit the nail right on the hammer. Right on the head. Thank you.